Welcome everybody. So this is lecture number 2 of Introduction to Computers Peter Norton series. So second lecture titles about the Internet and World Wide Web. About history, see that in 1966 and in 1969 ARPANET was developed by Department of Defense, and consequently it connected universities and defense bases. And in 1973 ARPANET was connected to the other continent, namely Europe. Let's see a few of the details. We have Wikipedia about ARPANET. Abbreviation of ARPANET is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. So it was the first worldwide area network based upon packet switching and with distributed control, and one of the first network to implement TCP/IP protocol suite. So let's see what is packet switching. It's very important term. So packet switching is a method of grouping data that is transmitted over digital network. So this is very important, that every packet is made up of digital data, that means zeros and ones, and whole of the data is not communicated or passed or transmitted from the source to destination as a collective, but they are transmitted in form of some packets, and those packets are made up of header and a payload. So what is TCP? This is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. So this is a protocol suite. It's a conceptual model and a set of communication protocols used in Internet and similar computer networks. So this is very important for nowadays technology. And let's see ARPANET logical map. This is ARPANET logical map. We can see that geographically we can see different states, they are connected, and to the specific domains they have the connected universities and the DoD departments. We can find UCL here, USC, GWC, Scott, Lincoln, CMU, Illinois, Stanford, and so on. So this diagram shows 1973. It's very simple. We had the right connected computers, right hand side connected computers, and on the left side we have another bunch of universities connected. So about history of internet, in mid 1980s, after the development of ARPANET, it proceeded towards NSF net growth, and it was a network between supercomputers, and internet was the link to ARPANET. So it was basically the internet, which we nowadays term as network of networks. So smaller networks connected together, and then they again connected to one another to form a greater or big network. And at that time there was no commercial traffic allowed, so that was particularly for ARPANET or the forces purposes. In 1990s ARPANET was shut down, NSF net was abandoned, and commercial network took over. So in 1990s it was said that 100,000 new websites per month were launched. More than 50% of US households were online. Access was available throughout the US, eventually across, will be global. So nowadays it is global. Rather, if we talk of today, so we are talking of big data, cloud, IoTs, and so on. So in from the year 2000 till 2006, we can see the growth of internet user. It was 124 million in the year 2000, eventually which grows to about 200 millions approximately. So what are the major services of internet? In 1993, when World Wide Web WWW was developed by Tim Berners-Lee, professor in UK, so he allowed connection of documents and he required a browser software to read documents. This browser document is similar like you're watching YouTube in an Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or Firefox, etc. Another service via internet was email or electronic mail. So, and this is also a very important service and it's very helpful to human beings. So it was an instantaneous transmission of documents or messages. So a few of the other major services of internet include the news, often called news groups, electronic discussion forums, or several other related topics. Another service to send or receive file is file transfer protocol. Nowadays there are several upgraded and latest variants of FTP. So a few of the other major services include chat, public real-time conversation. Nowadays we use smartphones and we have certain apps by which we communicate or send messages. So internet messaging, private or real-time conversations, peer-to-peer services. Now peer-to-peer services means one-to-one. For example, there is a source, there is a destination, they are talking to each other. At the same time, source and destination can act like a client. At the same time, it can act like a server. So it allows sharing of files among the users. Few of the older examples include Napster and Kazaa, and it's illegal to share copyrighted material until and unless you specify the reference. So how they accessed internet in 1990s? They required a service provider and they called as Internet Service Provider, ISP. So they also used dial-ups. Before the advent of broadband communication, LTE, 5G and so on, dial-ups were used. They connects the internet through phone line and they required a modem that connects to the phone line, and the connections were rather much slower. So for high-speed access, they connect through special or dedicated lines. They were 2 to 25 times faster than the dial-ups. It includes DSL, cable, T1, T2, etc. So to understand internet, as we referred before, that is network of networks. So it allows accessing resources across the world, and web simplifies the internet. It means that simply we can use some search engine or certain other resources to search or access the documents. So to connect documents, we require hypertext, and hypertext creates links between different documents, and documents are stored on web server, and HTTP delivers document, and HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. So what is a website? It is a collection of documents. In simply, we can say that a web page, we can also refer a web page as a portion or part of website. And what is HTML? HTML is hypertext markup language. If you want to make a web page, you will use HTML to write your own website. So you can create web pages, you can describe how pages should be linked, and content closed in tags. For example, so you can see here there are less than and greater than sign enclosed in the tag name, and in between we need to place the content. We will make another tutorial for HTML and web related contents. So what is a browser? In the simplest example, you are watching YouTube, you might have opened Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, etc. or Opera. So these are kinds of internet browsers. So these are the softwares which allow you to read and translate the HTML, and they also display the web contents. For any browser, you need to require a URL. URL is address of the web page. So here is an example. We can see that http://www.loc.gov. So this is a URL. By using this URL, you can access the web page. There are certain helper applications, for example plugins for the internet browser to enhance the browser's functionality. They provide certain additional information to the browser functionality. At the same time, you can also use streaming audio and video. They can send the file in small chunks, and these chunks can be downloaded while others play. So as an example, you can see in the wired, so this is a wired network. You can see there is no wireless connection. In this wire, you can see there are several parts or portions, part 2, part 3, etc. So in this physical wire, the purpose to show this slide is to depict or describe that streaming means collection of data sent by parts. So they are buffered, and those buffering are sent at a particular time. So using a browser and the WWW, browser starts at the home page, and home page basically, if I describe, whatever the web page you save by the file name index.html becomes your home page. So we will further discuss while studying HTML how we can save a page by the name of index.html and how it becomes home page. So from the home page, you can link several other sub pages by entering the URL and the hyperlinks. Enter a URL in the browser. So this is the main link you have to access the web page. Click the link. Links are typically blue underlined words. Image maps are picture links. So in every browser, you can also change these settings. You can include red color, blue color, or whatsoever. These are browser settings you can modify at your own. When finished, close the browser. So now see, we have used internet browser, how we can search from the web. So as far as web is concerned, this is like unorganized documents. However, we can sort by directories. These are categorizing the internet, and to efficiently search any document, we can use a search engine. And can you name some of the search engines? Yes, you are right. For example, Google Chrome. If you use Google, Google is a, not Chrome, but Google, google.com, that is a search engine. And certain other more like Yahoo, Alta Vista, and so on. So searching sites, larger sites have internal search, meta search site, and there are